everybody, it's Rosie. Welcome back. You know what's happening. Chapter 2, The Planting of English America. Virginia, Child of Tobacco. John Rolfe, the husband of Pocahontas, became father of the tobacco industry and an economic savior of the Virginia colony. By 1612, he had perfected methods of raising and curing the pungent weed, eliminating much of the bitter tang. Soon the European demand for tobacco was nearly insatiable. A tobacco rush swept over Virginia as crops were planted in the streets of Jamestown and even between the numerous graves. So exclusively did the colonists concentrate on planting the yellow leaf that at first they had to import some of their foodstuffs. Colonists who had once hungered for food now hungered for land, even more land on which to plant ever more tobacco. Relentlessly they pressed the frontier of settlement up the river valleys to the west, abrasively edging against the Indians. Virginia's prosperity was finally built on tobacco smoke. This bewitching weed played a vital role in putting the colony on firm economic foundations. But tobacco, King Nicotine, was something of a tyrant. It was ruinous to the soil when greedily planted in successive years, and it enchained the fortunes of Virginia to the fluctuating price of a single crop. Fatefully, tobacco also permitted the broad-acred plantation system, and with it a brisk demand for fresh labor. In 1619, the year before the Plymouth Pilgrims landed in New England, what was described as a Dutch warship appeared off Jamestown and sold some 20 Africans. The scanty record does not reveal whether they were purchased as lifelong slaves or as servants committed to limited years of servitude. However it transpired, this simple commercial transaction planted the seeds of the North American slave system. Yet blacks were too costly for most of the hard-pinched white colonists to acquire, and for decades few were brought to Virginia. In 1650, Virginia counted but 300 blacks, although by the end of the century blacks, most of them enslaved, made up approximately 14% of the colony's population. Representative self-government was also born in primitive Virginia, and the same cradle was slavery, and in the same year, 1619, the Virginia Company authorized the settlers to summon an assembly known as the House of Burgesses. A momentous precedent was thus feebly established, for this assemblage was the first of many miniature parliaments to flourish in the soil of America. As time passed, James I grew increasingly hostile to Virginia. He detested tobacco, and he distrusted the representative House of Burgesses, which he branded a seminary of sedition. In 1624, he revoked the charter of the bankrupt and beleaguered Virginia Company, thus making Virginia a royal colony directly under his control. Ended on page 33. There's I think 11 more sections in chapter 2. I don't know. I just keep reading. I'm extremely tired and I don't know why. I went to sleep at around 10 last night. And I woke up at 8 this morning. So 10 hours of sleep. I've been running on 6 for work and stuff for this week. I don't know why I'm so tired. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.